Football has never been more global, more profitable, or more available. Every week, somewhere in the world, there's a match, a league game, a cup tie, a continental tournament, a friendly, a qualifier, a commercial tour. And the players? They're always there running, traveling, recovering, and repeating. But lately, a question is growing louder across the sport. A question players, managers, and even fans can't ignore anymore. Is football killing its own players? Because behind the packed stadiums and TV deals lies a brutal truth. The football calendar is out of control, and if nothing changes soon, the game might break the very people who make it possible. Let's start with something simple. In the early 2000s, a top player would play around 50 matches a season, maybe 55 if they went deep in every competition. There was room for rest, recovery, and training. Today, that number is exploding. Top-level players are now expected to play 60 to 70 matches a year, sometimes even more. Add in preseason tours across continents, mid-season friendlies for sponsors, expanded tournaments like the Champions League, the Nations League, the Club World Cup, and international qualifiers. There's almost no time left to breathe. And it's getting worse. FIFA and UEFA are constantly adding more competitions to grow the game. But what they're really doing is stretching the players to their physical limits. Even Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, and Carlo Ancelotti, some of the biggest names in football, have said it openly. The schedule is crazy. We're destroying our players. This can't go on. And yet, it keeps going on. Let's look at the numbers. Between August 2022 and June 2023, Manchester United's Bruno Fernandes played 70 matches for club and country. Jude Bellingham, just 20 years old, played over 65, Kylian Mbappé 68, Lionel Messi 61, including the World Cup. They spend more time on airplanes than at home. They train less, they recover less, and yet they're expected to perform at the same elite level every 3 days. And if they get injured, the next man steps in, because the show must go on. That's the reality of modern football, a machine that never stops. The reasons behind this chaos are complex, but at the heart of it is one word: money. More matches mean more broadcasting rights, more sponsorships, more ticket sales. Every federation, every club, every association wants a bigger piece of the global audience. FIFA wants a 32-team Club World Cup. UEFA wants more Champions League matches. National leagues are expanding playoff formats, and even smaller federations are adding more competitions just to survive financially. For the fans, it sounds exciting: more football, more stories, more moments. But for the players, it's a nightmare. Because while football is built on passion, it's now being powered by exhaustion. Player welfare has become a slogan, something everyone agrees with, but no one actually protects. The World Cup 2022 in Qatar was a perfect example. It was played in November and December, right in the middle of the European season. Players had barely a week to prepare, and another week to return to club football afterward. Within months, injuries skyrocketed. Hamstring tears, muscle fatigue, mental burnout, all linked to overloading. The game's rhythm has become non-stop. A player finishes a club season in May, plays international matches in June, takes a 2-week vacation, starts preseason in July, and the cycle restarts. There's no off switch, no time to recover mentally, emotionally, or physically. And yet we wonder why players break down. Let's talk about injuries. According to a FIFPro report in 2023, elite players are spending over 250 days a year in competition or travel. That's more than 2/3 of the year spent away from proper rest. The result? Injury rates in top leagues have risen by more than 20%. Since 2018, muscle injuries, the kind linked to fatigue and overuse, are the highest they've ever been. You can see it in the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, everywhere. Every week, a key player is out for weeks or months. It's not bad luck, it's mathematics. When recovery time goes down, risk goes up. And the brutal part? The calendar doesn't slow down for anyone. If you get injured, someone else takes your spot, and by the time you return, there's already another tournament waiting. But it's not just about physical fatigue, it's about mental burnout too. Players are constantly under pressure from clubs, from fans, from social media. Every bad game becomes a storm online. Every mistake becomes a headline. When you combine that with never-ending travel, lack of privacy, and zero downtime, it's no surprise that more players are quietly speaking about anxiety, depression, and burnout. Some even admit that they no longer enjoy football the way they used to. You can't love the game if you never get to live outside of it. Managers and clubs are starting to fight back, but their hands are tied. Jurgen Klopp has criticized the football authorities for years, calling the schedule madness. Pep Guardiola has said players need protection from the people who run the game. And Carlo Ancelotti went even further, saying, "We're playing too much. We're ruining the spectacle. But it's not just talk, it's visible. Rotation systems, massive squads, early substitutions, all designed to keep players alive through an impossible season. And yet, even the richest clubs can't escape the consequences. Look at Real Madrid last season, half their defense injured. Look at Manchester City's constant squad juggling. Look at Liverpool's entire midfield collapsing from fatigue. No one is safe from the calendar. Then there's the irony of it all. For years, players have demanded shorter seasons and better protection, but football's governing bodies have done the opposite. FIFA expanded the World Cup from 32 to 48 teams starting in 2026. UEFA expanded the Champions League format to include more matches, and the Club World Cup, set to debut in its new version, will feature 32 clubs competing in the summer, right when players are supposed to rest. The same summer that was once sacred, the only time for recovery is now another competition window. And for what? More revenue, more content, more football, but not better football. Because here's the truth, when players are exhausted, the quality drops. Matches become slower, more predictable, tactics get simpler because teams can't train properly. Players avoid risks because they're protecting their bodies. The result is a version of football that looks like the real thing but lacks its soul. We see it all the time now. Big matches that feel flat, finals where both teams look dead after 60 minutes, superstars running on empty by April. The beauty of the game, the creativity, the emotion, depends on players being at their best. If the system keeps draining them, the product everyone profits from will eventually collapse. So what can be done? The first step is reform, but it's the hardest one. FIFA, UEFA, and domestic leagues need to coordinate rather than compete. Right now, every organization is expanding its own tournaments without thinking about the global schedule. That has to stop. There needs to be a unified global calendar that prioritizes player rest, mandatory breaks, limits on consecutive match days, off seasons that are actually off. FIFPro, the International Players Union, has proposed a minimum 4-week off-season and a 2-week mid-season break for every player, regardless of competition. That's not luxury, that's survival. Because players are not machines. They're human beings with limits, and those limits are being ignored. Clubs can also play their part. Instead of overloading players with marketing tours and preseason games in multiple countries, they could choose to focus on conditioning and health. Instead of pushing stars to play through pain for one more game, they could prioritize long-term fitness, because losing a player to injury for 3 months is far worse than resting him for one match. And fans, too, have a role in this. We demand constant football, but we also demand perfection. Maybe it's time we understand that you can't have both. Some players are starting to speak up. Toni Kroos, Kevin De Bruyne, Raphael Varane, Thibaut Courtois, Rodri. They've all warned about burnout. Varane even retired from international football early, saying the schedule was unsustainable. Courtois refused to play a Nations League match, saying he needed to rest. Rodri openly said he was exhausted just weeks into the season. When elite professionals are begging for rest, something's deeply wrong. But the system won't fix itself until it's forced to, until enough players, fans, and managers unite and demand change. Because here's the reality, football is on a dangerous path. We've already normalized year-round football. We're now normalizing tournaments overlapping each other. At this rate, there will be no breaks, no recovery, just endless cycles of competition and injury. And the saddest part? When a player finally breaks down, when his body gives up, the machine simply replaces him. There's always another game, another face, another fixture. But that's not what football was meant to be. Football is supposed to be human, full of emotion, risk, artistry. It's supposed to make you feel something real. If players are too tired to feel it themselves, how long before the fans stop feeling it too? So maybe the question isn't, can the calendar keep going like this? Maybe the question is, what kind of football do we want to watch? A game that values money over meaning, or one that protects the people who give it life? Because if football truly cares about its future, it has to start caring about its players again. The calendar isn't just crowded, it's dangerous. And if we keep pretending everything's fine, we might lose the magic that made this sport the world's greatest game in the first place. What do you think? Are we witnessing the breaking point of modern football? Or will someone finally step in before it's too late?